Hello and welcome back to the channel. He's a cowboy, a philosopher, an Academy Award winner, a player of the bongos. The man's really done it all in his career and is often even more compelling off the screen than on. That's why today we're looking at the top 10 most McConaughey roles that Matthew McConaughey has played. Like many great actors, Matthew is not afraid to change up his appearance to suit a role. In this post-apocalyptic action movie about a future Earth scorched nearly clean of humanity by fire-breathing dragons, McConaughey plays the leader of a mercenary military band of dragon hunters. Now, this was notably the first role in his acting career where he got away from the wavy-haired handsomeness that his fans were so used to seeing. As if trying to personify the ugly world they fight for survival in, Denton Van Zandt looked like a Viking warrior, sporting a bald head, a wild beard, and tribal tattoos covering his body. I mean, the man's weapon of choice was a battle axe. Although Reign of Fire didn't win any box office awards, McConaughey should have at least been nominated for Most Likely to Stomp Your Ass in a Fist Fight. Just ask Christian Bale, whose main character found himself on the losing side of precisely that scenario in the movie. McConaughey has undeniable star power. This is evident even in smaller roles and cameo appearances. A perfect example of this is Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wallstreet. Playing a mentor role to DiCaprio's main character, McConaughey has only a few brief minutes of screen time, but in that short amount of time he manages to completely steal the show. Seated in a crowded, upscale restaurant across from DiCaprio's Jordan Belfort, he loudly expounds on the joys of cocaine, masturbation, and hookers. Rendering his table-mate speechless, Hannah then turns it up a notch by thumping his chest and doing a tribal war chant sing-along. Kudos to DiCaprio for winning the Best Actor award at the Golden Globes, but I think we all know who the real star of that movie was. Before we move on to the next item on our list, I'd like to take a moment to ask that you remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. And now, back to the list. McConaughey plays the lead in this Christopher Nolan science fiction blockbuster. Interstellar was a big hit with both fans and critics, getting nominations for a whole slew of awards. Most of Matthew's roles up to this point had him exuding so much boyish charm that it'd be hard to ever really call him fatherly. Yet, in this movie, as hero astronaut Cooper, his relationship with his daughter, left behind back on Earth, was his most compelling and powerful characteristic. A Western border town noir murder mystery spanning decades and generations. Directed by John Sayles, Lone Star is essentially a tale of three sheriffs, one bad, one good, and one somewhere in between. Again, having very little actual screen time, McConaughey manages to be the standout character. Despite appearing in only a few flashback scenes, Sheriff Buddy Deeds is the fulcrum point for the entire plot. What makes McConaughey's performance even more amazing is he was only 3 years into his feature film acting career. If you don't happen to be fond of male strippers, you may have skipped this movie, but it's hard to find a more McConaughey role than the assless chaps wearing strip club owner Dallas. Don't believe me? Remember his 1999 arrest for disturbing the police? The cops found him nude, high on marijuana, and playing the bongos. Now, admittedly, it was in the privacy of his own home, but still. Fun fact. Although a striptease scene was not originally in the script for his character, McConaughey actually requested that one be written in for him. He's been quoted as saying he would regret it for the rest of his life if he was in a male stripper movie and didn't actually get up there and do it for himself. One of McConaughey's most critically acclaimed, yet most little-seen movies is 2013's Mud. The coming-of-age drama from Jeff Nichols follows the curious adventure of two boys played by X-Men's Ty Sheridan and the Maze Runner's Jacob Laughlin, who come across a fugitive named Mud hiding out on an island in the Mississippi. McConaughey, as the titular Mud, tells the boys a series of fantastic stories about his life and how he ended up there, alone and hiding out from the authorities. The boys end up agreeing to help him reunite with the love of his life, played by Reese Witherspoon. The movie, often compared to a modern-day Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer adventure, completely bombed at the box office, yet it boasts a near-perfect 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. McConaughey plays the role perfectly, managing to inject a compelling ambiguity into his character. Is he a bad man? Is he a good man falling on hard times? Catch this movie and see what you decide for yourself. McConaughey stars as protagonist Ron Woodruff in this award-winning biographical drama. Starting the movie as a thoroughly unlikable, bronco-riding, homophobe cowboy, throughout the movie he manages to transform into a driven, relentless advocate for the simple dignity and rights that victims of AIDS deserve. That transformation is made even more impressive as McConaughey's body changes right along with his story arc. By the end of the movie, Woodruff is downright emaciated, his body having been progressively eaten away at by the virus. Most of the best actors are able to work shocking and extreme transformations on their bodies when a great role demands it. In this film, McConaughey proves that he can run with the best of them. The most compelling part of this heartbreaking yet triumphant movie is Woodruff's relationship with Rayon. Played masterfully by Jared Leto, Rayon is a gay transvestite prostitute. So basically the absolute last person Woodruff would ever become friends with at the start of the movie. Now, fun fact, McConaughey won the Best Actor Oscar, and Jared Leto won for Best Supporting Actor, making Dallas Buyers Club only the 5th film in Oscar history to win both awards. Now, what happens when McConaughey goes to the small screen? It's absolute magic. Playing Detective Rust Cole in this crime series alongside Woody Harrelson, Matthew's character is a really odd duck. He's derisively called the Taxman by his fellow detectives due to his carrying around a large leather folio instead of the usual policeman's little black notebook. Cole has a unsettling demeanor. He's stone-faced and humorless, nihilistic and philosophical. You never really can figure out where he's coming from. And who better to play such a unique, enigmatic role than Matthew McConaughey? If you're ever wanting to waste an unhealthy amount of time spiraling down an internet click hole, try doing a search for Detective Rust Cole quotes. It's truly fascinating. In his very first ever featured film role, McConaughey firmly laid the groundwork for the rest of his acting career. With the massive ensemble cast of Dazed and Confused, Matthew still managed to take his relatively short amount of screen time and turn it into cinema gold. Just walk into any bar in the United States and loudly drawl this.
All right. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Cool.
Everyone in there will instantly know you're a chill dude that just likes hanging out, getting high, and maybe chasing some high school girls. Virtually every time Ron Woodruff opens his mouth, it's a quotable gem. Could there possibly ever be a more authentically McConaughey role than when he plays himself? Whether it's when he's being interviewed by Zach Galifianakis sitting between two ferns, expounding on how utterly cool it is to drive a Lincoln, or answering questions from the press about the possibility of him running for governor of Texas. Matthew is never more utterly McConaughey than when he's just being himself. Well, that does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for going on this journey with us. Let us know how you liked it in the comment section, and also don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel as we bring you more intriguing content in the future.